Today I'm going to show you guys how to create something like this. This is a Sierra chart indicator that is really good for visualizing the tape. So as opposed to having the tape where you're seeing big orders come through, you can do this where you're able to have something like this on a chart and be able to see, based on the size of these circles, big orders that came through in the market. You can see where and how big they are. And so this is very useful if you don't really want to have the tape, as the tape sometimes can be quicker and it can be hard to remember where these orders transacted at, if they were buy side or sell side. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to remove this and show you guys how to put it on from scratch. So if you go to your studies available and just click anything, you type large, and then you'll find the large volume trade indicator here. So I'm going to add that. I'm going to hit apply, and it's going to look really ugly based on the default. As you can see, there's tons of boxes. It all kind of looks really the same, but obviously we want to filter this down. So first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to change this volume threshold to be a little bit higher. We don't want this to be 10 because this will show us way too much. We don't want this. Kind of like if you're looking at the tape, you want to filter it to higher orders if that is what you're looking for. So filter it to 100, and now you'll probably be able to see that there's a lot less signals, but all these boxes right now, they're all looking the same, and they're green and blue, which is kind of ugly because green and blue can often be synonymous. Kind of want it to be red and blue is what I like, or you could do green and blue. But the draw mode, what I like to do is this third one right here, based on total ask or bid volume above threshold. I'm going to click apply there, and then let's change this to red. So this is the bid dominant, meaning it transacted at the bid, or it's a market sell. So it could be an aggressive seller, someone getting stopped out. So we want that to be shown as red. And so the minimum, we're going to want it to be a little bit lighter, and the maximum we want to be darker. So for the minimum, I'm going to put 255, so it's red. And then we're going to want to put like the same number, but a little bit higher, to kind of create a little pinkish color. And it'll be transparent, so it's going to kind of show a little red because the background is black. So we're going to do that. And then for this one, I'm just going to do just straight red, just 255, 0. I'll give us a good red color. And then for the minimum on the blue, it's going to be a little bit different from the red. We're going to do something like 120, 190, 255, something like that. Create a good light blue. It doesn't look quite as nice as the red if you do something similar. If you do like 120, 120, it'll look sort of like that, like purple. So kind of like to do something like this. And then for this one, I'm just going to do 0, and let's go 128 and 255. So that creates a blue. It's a little bit darker. Click accept. We still have the squares. They're not really sizing differently. I like to do the indicator size to 10, and then automatic indicator size put to yes. And then the minimum on this, I like to have 20, and then the maximum I like to have at like 65. And then we're going to put yes for use transparent draws style here. So now you can see we have a little bit bigger squares. And then here I'm going to do 35. And then for this next one, I'm going to do 10. So now we can see, now we're getting different size squares. And then for marker horizontal alignment, I'm going to put center, and then just keep it at higher bar. And kind of like I had it, I want it to be a circle so it's not so ugly. And there we go, we get circles now. So I'm going to take that off so we can kind of see what it looks like. So you can see here, obviously this huge news event. You can see there's a huge sell then also here. and a huge sell right there. And then we have some of these other in-between orders. Another thing you can do if you want to see what the actual size was on these is you can go back into it, and you might want to change the colors, because once you add the text, it is going to be kind of annoying. So I'm actually going to change these to black so you can kind of see what it will look like. So I'm going to change this to transparent. And as you can see here, it actually makes them not transparent, the boxes. And so what you'll need to do now, because now you won't be able to see the candles, you want to make sure that you have this clicked right here where it says draw study underneath main price graph right there. And so you could have it like that, though the bars will kind of cover those. And then you can also put something here if you don't want it to display if it's under a certain volume. Otherwise, you can just keep that. You can do with background, so it's a little bit more visible depending on what you have the colors as. And then if I was doing this, if I had the numbers on there, I would probably just leave it with transparent. And then I would want to change the colors so they looked more like they did before. Because right now, since they're not transparent, they're going to be a lot darker. So I would try to make them a little bit lighter so it looked like before when we had none, kind of like this. But this is pretty much what I like to do, or have it have the settings as, and then that way you can see what the tape looks like, kind of like this. Kind of look at some other days what it looks like. Obviously it isn't buy and sell signals or anything, just a good way to visualize the tape and what's happening. You can see where big orders are being transacted, what is happening at these levels. That's pretty much it. Good luck, my brethren.